They've compiled actual drawings, plans, and various details and elevations of the building. They have 3 sets of plans. One are what we call as-built plans, which show the way it was built originally. Then we have as-found drawings, which shows the way it is now because changes have been made over the last 100-odd years. And then we have a set of renovation drawings that suggests how the building is going to look once it's brought up to code. We also have here an assessment where we rate the building on a scale in order to determine whether it's worth renovating, and this building scores 66, which is a high score, suggesting that it's not worth restoring to its original condition, but it's worth renovating for future use for a different activity. Here we have photographs showing the actual condition of the building as we found it, plus a series of renovation proposals based on what we found and what is necessary to bring it back up to modern standards while retaining the appearance of its original historic style. And we do these projects on a volunteer basis for nonprofit and community groups throughout Saskatchewan. This is a student model showing traditional methods of balloon frame construction. This model compares original balloon frame construction with more modern construction methods using trusses and prefabricated components like we would use today. This is a model of the RCMP base in Regina, and it has been done by our 5th semester students, and the RCMP is going to use it in order to make sure that new construction is compatible with the existing heritage buildings on the site. This is a student model of the 1909 farmhouse at the Sukanen Museum, and this model is deconstructing the building, showing the original construction methods. This is the train station at Sukanen Museum. The purpose of making these models is not just to depict what the students find there, but also to make sure that the dimensions, when they measure the buildings, are correct, and when they make the working drawings, to make sure they totally understand how it's constructed. So this ties into the drawings you saw earlier. Okay. Well, these are some of the awards that our program has won for, among other things, heritage education, and also a green building renovation and Citizenship and Innovation Award. That's our class last year. And this is a national award, Energy Ambassadors, which we were one of 3 finalists throughout all of Canada. So this has been a good opportunity to show you some of what our students learn in the Architectural Technologies program at SciAst. It is a very tough program, and when they come out, they're very capable of working in all aspects of the building design and construction industry.
My name is Dick Meachers, and with me is Brian and Bernice. Well, this house was built by a Bachelor in 1926, 4 miles north and 1 mile east of Congress. Well, the gentleman lived in it, Len Hergut lived in it by himself for, well, from the time he built it in 26 till the early 50s. And when he passed away, his farm went to the Thompson family next door. Their yards were side by side, they were very good friends. They got the farm, and it sat there till 2004, when they decided it was too close to the granaries. They couldn't get around with their big trucks, so they wanted to get rid of it, and they wanted to put it someplace that would be preserved. So they phoned me up and we went out and we had a look at it and we thought it was just great with these tin walls and the way it was built. It's a beautiful little house. And there was no mice, never been any mice or any spiders or anything in it because they stored poison grain in it, the seed, from year to year. So it was really nice and clean inside.
Yeah, as far as being, the floor being dirty and
No, no,
it wasn't,
it was clean.
it was in excellent shape.
Yeah, it was really good shape.
Yeah.
We hired a building mover and he moved it in for us. We put a foundation down for it, concrete foundation. That's all it ever had when the time it was new.
So what was life like for him? This is his kitchen here?
Well, yeah, this was kitchen, living room, pretty much everything. The kitchen sink was there, the cook stove was there, table, and
I think you should take a picture of that diary that he very carefully kept this painting when he painted,
Yeah.
when it was built.
There's a record of when he painted the house, huh?
yeah.
When it was
It
built.
was,
1942 is one paint job.
it was screwed to the wall and held that sink, that piece of board.
Is this his bathtub?
No, that's,
That's something that we put in. He quite likely had something like that.
So what have you got in here?
Well, in here, this was his bedroom and his living room.
Beautiful colors. Were there colors like this?
No,
well, when we scraped the paint, it was a pale blue and a darker blue.
yeah,
And so we tried to match it as close as we could. We were fascinated with the house. We simply couldn't imagine a bachelor putting this together with this beautiful door, and we decided we'd accept the challenge and see if we could get it in shape. And it wasn't really that much work, and much of the furnishing comes from other
Yeah.
things that you had duplicates
Had
here
around
that
the
people
place.
had given you.
yeah, that we had around the place. And it was a little workshop, actually, when he was living here in it.
Kept his tack in
He,
there.
he was a radio buff, and he repaired radios and stuff in here. And harness, anything that he could bring in.
So you use this front room as his bedroom as well?
Yeah, bedroom, bed in here.
This is his closet
Yeah,
here?
that's a wardrobe.
And those are actually his clothes.
Yeah, they came with the building.
Beautiful.
And he kept surplus stuff up in the attic upstairs. I don't know whether we can bring that stairs down to show you that or not. He built a stairs that comes down and slides down, opens up so you can get up there.
Didn't we fasten
Yeah.
that up because somebody had gone up there?
Yeah, I think they have a fastener. So that
Yeah,
people couldn't
they
get it open.
fastened it up because,
Yeah, he couldn't keep people out of it.
So has it been a fun project for you guys?
Oh yeah, they're all very interesting. Every one of these projects is interesting because, you know, each one is different. And the history behind it, the man's name was Len Hergott, and he had built a little, building half the size of this to live in when he homesteaded in 1906. And then during the First World War, he went down east and worked in a munitions factory till 1926 when he decided to go back to the farm. He moved back and tore the other place down and built this one right on the same spot. The old foundation was underneath this house.
So this was his bedroom and parlor here?
Yeah, yeah, this was the bedroom and whatever, you know, I wasn't around in his time, but apparently they played a lot of cards here and with the neighbors and so on.
yeah, that was always at the kitchen table, of course. Yeah, his first name was
Len.
Leander.
Leander, yeah.
So what did he do? Was he a farmer?
Yeah.
But his clothes and everything sort of indicated that he had really good taste. Found a thing up in the attic, you know, with some pictures in, and so we put them in an album. One of the heritage movies.
There's a picture of the first little house that was sitting on the property.
His homestead.
That was his homestead.
Well, that was the first house, and then this one was the second. He tore that one down and built this one on the same site. And you'll note he's got about a 1925 Model T 1-ton truck for hauling lumber. The building was still under construction. You can see this grabbing on the roof. We're getting up on the roof to put the shingles on.
Yeah.
It's a project run by the two groups, by the Sukanan and then Heritage Moose Jaw refurbished this little cottage. Thanks for joining us.
And if you're in the Moose Jaw area, make sure you come to the Sukanan Museum and take advantage of this home, plus all the other structures that are here. Step back in the past.
Thank you for joining us as we've watched another episode of Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan. My name is Audrey Price, and I'm the Provincial Coordinator for the Architectural Heritage Society of Saskatchewan. I want to tell you a few things about us, about what we do to help keep our built heritage for our future generations. We're a nonprofit society supported by SaskCulture and Saskatchewan Lotteries, whose main focus is to be the catalyst for education and preservation of Saskatchewan's built heritage. We do this by offering membership in the society to individuals and various organizations across Saskatchewan. We publish the Heritage Quarterly magazine, which highlights stories about Saskatchewan people and their efforts to preserve our built heritage. Members are encouraged to contribute articles and receive the publication as a benefit of their membership. We provide financial incentives to members through grants for the express purpose of keeping our built heritage for future generations. This series is also a part of that process of sharing with Saskatchewan people all the wonderful stories and the places those stories happened in.
Thanks for watching another episode of Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan.